Hello everybody. This is Nail Talk Live, made for nail technicians by nail technicians from the studios of Magnetic Nail Design in the heart of Holland. And today we have as topic gel polish.
Yes, we have. And the whole show is going to be, of course, about gel polish. And before we're going to talk about what we're going to discuss this evening, we have a new co-host. And that is Wendy, because Aukie is on vacation.
Yes, she's lying on the beach.
She's lying on the beach, and you're going to help us out tonight.
Yes.
Great. And of course, we have Milena.
Hi.
Hi, Milena. And Milena is a gel polish specialist. She does like 200 clients a month. Wow, that's amazing.
And how she does that, she will explain to us tonight.
Yes.
But besides that, of course, we have our normal trainers, and that is Mirjam Zwart, who will show us different effects on top of gel polishes. Cerisa Klein, and she shows us a beautiful abstract design made with gel polish. And Yessica Padberg will show us Tigger from Winnie the Pooh, a cartoon made from gel polish. So, we have a lot to do, a lot of ground to cover. Let's get started. This is Nail Talk Live. So gel polish, I think it's now about 8 years in the market, 9 years in the market.
Yeah, almost 10 I think already.
Almost 10 years. And I have to tell you, especially as this is the English version, the first time I had a student coming to me with a gel polish, I said to her, are you kidding me? Just take a color gel and your brush and do it yourself. Why do you need to have a little bottle with a brush in it? Because I mean, color gel is already very easy, so I didn't want to get started with gel polish because I really didn't believe in it, and boy was I wrong.
Mm-hmm. You were, because it changed the whole market. I think it changed even the whole category of a nail stylist, nail technicians. We now have only nail technicians that are completely focused on only gel polish, and yes. That was a revolution, I think, 8 years ago.
And I think that also went in hand with an economical recession that especially was in Europe and in the US. People wanted to have more modest nails, quicker nails, but it also went into a whole complete new target audience.
Yes, but because before there was like a 20% of the women who actually wear artificial nails. So that leaves you up to 80% that didn't wear anything. So how to target that specific group is to invent a product that really suits their demands. And the demands where we want it fast, we don't want to be too long in the nail studio, it has to be cheaper, and yeah, that's where gel polish is actually...
Yeah, full color took over from French manicure.
Yeah.
So it was a more modest, a quicker treatment, as you said, and of course also something that was marketed as being natural nail friendly.
Yes, yes.
But nowadays, gel polish is here to stay. And of course, both of you are working with gel polish in your salon.
Yes.
We already mentioned in the intro, you are doing 200 clients a month, approximately.
Yeah.
Give or take 10 or 20. But your salon is purely focused on natural nails combined with gel polish.
Yeah. I was an acrylic stylist. I really loved acrylic nails to do, but I get an allergic reaction. So I was looking for an oplossing, how do you call it?
A way out.
A way out
solution.
to do nails, to do my job, what I love to do. And then Magnetic came with the gel polish. So I was struggling with the gel polish at first, but then I created a nail that was just as strong as the gel or the acrylic nail, but then with the gel polish. So nowadays I have my own salon and I'm doing only gel polish nails.
I actually met you when you visited the high tea. Sometimes we do a high tea in a main office in Holland, and then I and Mirjam, the owner of the company, we host that, and we start talking with our guests, nail technicians, and you came with your colleague, Melanie.
Yeah.
And you started
She's
talking.
looking now, hi.
And you started talking about your dilemmas and what you were faced with. And then you mentioned that you were only doing gel polish, but really also targeted marketing-wise to the client that doesn't want to have artificial nails. No, I want just a reinforcement of my natural nails.
Yeah.
Very smart to do it that way.
Yeah, I suppose. I didn't mention it like that, but on that time, because I would love to do my job, and it was a trigger to get the clients into the salon that didn't want to have the how do you call it?
The artificial nails.
The artificial nails.
Artificial nails.
Mm-hmm. So het was laagdrempelig.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a low threshold.
Low threshold. Yes.
I don't know the English word. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll just explain and translate sometimes the words from Dutch to English. I mean, hey, we're from the Netherlands. That means that sometimes we have a Dutch way of saying things.
Sorry.
Wendy, your studio is more focused on the technical nail.
Yes, the artificial nails. I think 25% of my clients have gel polish on the natural nail, and 75 have acrylic nails or power gel, baby boom or gel polish on it.
Yeah.
Yes, hardworking woman who don't want really long nails, but verzorgd.
Yeah, take care of the
Take
nails.
care of the
groomed.
nails. That are our clients. Yes.
Internationally, we see that as well, huh?
Yes, I think so. Like, there is a little bit of shifting going on. You see these days a little bit of more art with glitters and inlays and stuff are coming back, but most of I think the most percentage of the women just want to have like a very classical nail. That could be artificial, it could be natural. Some that are not that gifted with natural nails choose the artificial ones, but still just wanted like a baby boom or color on top of it and not too
Elaborate and
yes,
fancy.
yeah.
So, do you think gel polish will always be an important part of studio work now that gel polish is part of the industry, Milana?
Yeah, I think it is. For me, yes.
And also looking at your clients, they are really people that really love the full color
Yes, yes. We also see a lot of baby boom and the quick, easy nail arts, but most of the time, full colored natural nails.
And what do you think? Is gel polish here to stay?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And also in a different usage than only full color?
Maybe an ombre or a glitter, a stempel, but not more than that.
What amazes me is, Debbie, that of course I'm old school, but nowadays you even see the whole gel polish used as a coloring inside a long artificial nail. When last weekend we had Tatiana Makarova, for instance, and she was making, from Ukraine, she was making beautiful modern almond nails, and then everything inlay was done with gel polish.
Yes. Yeah, you just mix a bit. I think we were raised that we couldn't mix products and we couldn't do anything, but if you put glitters inside it, why not gel polish?
Yeah.
I think it's more similar to the product that's underneath than putting something in there from stones or glitters or stuff like that. So yeah, I think gel polish really expanded our creativity.
I think there's a difference between clients in the salon or the nail stylist. The nail stylist now want more on their nails, but the clients, they want it a little bit simple. I think that's a big difference between.
But do you think that the clients will eventually follow?
I think there are a couple of clients who will, but it's about lifestyle, what they can wear.
Yeah. Well, 10 years ago, my clients were wearing these types of nails.
Yes.
So just imagine if that comes back.
Yeah.
How much fun it would be.
Yeah.
And then Milane, you will have to start creating even more possibilities with your gel polish. But before we go into that, of course, talking about possibilities with gel polish, let's have a look at what Mirjam Zwart has in stock for us.
Ik ga jullie vandaag laten zien Today I'm going to show you how to use different effects over gel polishes. One color of gel polish with all different end results using these effects. I created the backgrounds, the tips with gel polish pale petrol. All the colors have been applied twice, but they still have a sticky layer. And I'm going to show you what you can do with these. I'm going to work with the Chameleon Flakes, pigments rubbed but then finished with the matte top gel. I made this one with the power gel and a chrome pigment. This one I used a limited edition gel polish at the cuticle line. And this one is with nail art foil and also matte finish. The first one I'm going to start with the Chameleon Flakes. I'm going to apply these flakes on one side of the nail and I'm just pushing it into the sticky layer of the nail, and you will immediately see the cool result. You can choose to finish it with a high shine or with a matte effect. But first you have to fixate your Chameleon Flakes about 10 seconds in the twin light. Now I'm going to finish this using Supreme Finish for a high shine. I always use 2 bottles of every top gel. One of these bottles has a little black dot on it, so that I know which one to use for the glitters. Because sometimes the glitters come into your brush, and the other one without the black dot I use for the shine without any glitter. The second one I'm going to show you is the Magic Shine, which is rubbed in a pigment. Magic Shine is the top gel that you should use when you want to have a high shine pigment application. I'm going to use the Pirate Gold, and I'm using my ombre tool just to rub it into the semi-tacky surface of the Magic Shine. I fixate this for 10 seconds. When it is fixated, I'm just removing the excess glitter using a soft brush, and I'm going to finish it using the Extreme Matte. I have 2 bottles, one with a black dot and one without, because I don't want to have glitters in the bottle that I use. For instance, when I finish a French manicure or baby boom nails. If you prefer to have it shiny, then you can see the effect now. And when it's cured, then you will see the effect when it's matte. Play around with these effects. The next one that I will show you is with the nail art foil. This nail art foil I'm going to apply in the sticky layer of the base and top, so not in the gel polish but in the base and top. Cure the base and coat for 10 seconds and then apply the foil. Just push it into it and transfer it onto the nail surface. And you have your foil. I'm going to finish it using the matte top because I just love it. It is very trendy at the moment. Cure it for 1.5 minutes. This is the result. If you chose to do it shiny, but after curing, this is the result. The next one is made with a limited edition gel polish with glitters. This is called Minty Wave of Glitter. I'm going to use it at the cuticle area and just going to blend it into the nail for a little shine. This gel polish contains a lot of glitter and pigment, so I'm using my own brush just to pull it down a little bit and creating that minty wave of glitter. I fixate this for 30 seconds and I finish it with the Supreme Finish for a nice high shine. Always work thin and even. I prefer to cure this for 1.5 minutes in the twin light, and then I have a beautiful high shine, and this is the end result. A very subtle effect. The last one I'm going to make with power gel. I'm going to use the power gel white, and I'm going to apply this on a surface in a rickety bickety humpty bumpety way. Just push it there, open it up. It's always like craters in the moon. Just a little bit, and make sure that you have high spots and low spots. Just hit it here and there. Just make it humpity bumpity. And then cure it for 30 seconds in the twin light. I'm going to use a chrome pigment, in this case the turquoise, and I'm rubbing it into the cured power gel. And as you can see, you can get a nice effect, and I'll fixate it. If you don't like this humpity bumpity effect, that you can smooth everything out using the building base clear. If you prefer to have the rubbity effect, then use a top gel of your choice, like the Supreme Finish that I'm going to use. And you can see it's a really cool metallic effect. Again, I cure the Supreme Finish for 1.5 minutes in the twin light, and it has a beautiful high shine. So you can see, with one base color gel polish, you can create endless possibilities using all the products. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.
Last week we have a win action. Aukje asked for gel polish photos. We received a beautiful set of nails. Let's have a look. The winner of the Cerisa Sweeties color gels is Elisaveta Becker. Congratulations, Elisaveta. Let's go to Pepijn and Debbie.
Yeah, we are sitting here together with you, Milena, at the tech table. And of course, first, congratulations, Elisabetta, with the Cerisa Sweeties.
Yeah.
So, you're going to show us how to work properly with gel polish.
Yes.
And while we are doing that, we are going to discuss the most common issues. This weekend, you were at the Nail Talk Live event.
Yes, yes.
And you were at our gel polish corner, and everybody was able to ask you questions.
Yeah.
Something that we often get phone calls about is the thickness, the proper way of working with the gel polish. So we'll go into that while you are working. First, of course, we're going to apply the product, I think.
Yeah, I will show you how I do that. The natural nails are prepped. I'm using the bond.
Yeah, you're going to use gel polish bond for proper adhesion.
Yes, a thin layer.
Is that really a necessity?
Yes, yes, it's very necessary. Because otherwise it just falls off.
Well, that's perhaps a bit exaggerated, but you don't want to risk anything.
We don't want to risk anything, so I use a bond. Always use a bond. If the nails are very thin, you can use Seal and Protect. Then you have to cure it for 1.5 minutes and remove the sticky layer for a better adhesion. But most of the time I'm using the bond, and I cure it for 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
I'll help you. I will be your assistant.
My own assistant.
Yes. The bond is, of course, a non-acidic product. Just promotes adhesion.
It's just and it is for lift-prone clients, I think. Some of the clients who are very dehydrated, the nail plates doesn't really need a bond always. But especially, I'm one of them. I am lift prone, so yeah, it's I need a bond. Yeah.
Also, it's very important to apply bond when you work on an artificial nail. So if you work on a gel, a power gel, or an acrylic nail that is buffed, use bond, because without bond you will have a problem.
Yeah.
So you first have to, of course, reinforce the natural nail.
Yes, of course. Debbie has a little thin layer of building base cover, so I'm using now the building base cover, but you can also use the base and top. And now I'm using the building base cover.
This is this medium viscosity product.
It adds a little bit of strength.
One nail, or shall I go on?
No, let's do the whole hand. Of course, you're very fast. So if you work on a client, do you do one nail at a time or two nails?
Yeah, it depends on the temperature in the salon. Now I'm using one at a time, sometimes two, but mostly one at a time, because if the product is going to, how do you call it?
Slip into
away.
the sidewalls.
Yeah, then you have more work to do, so it costs time, and time is money.
Yeah.
In our preparation, you said that yesterday you had your record for a treatment with gel polish and base on top. And what was the time frame?
Yeah, but it wasn't just one time, eh? It was 26 seconds.
26
Minutes.
seconds? No, that is really fast. I think you mean 26 minutes.
Yeah, I mean 26 minutes.
And that was a whole fill with gel polish.
Yeah, paid and made a new appointment and bye-bye. Yeah.
So, 26 minutes
Yeah, but
paying,
it wasn't
doing...
most of the time 45 minutes with paying and make a new appointment.
Mhm.
So yeah, 26 minutes. It was for me also a new record.
So what do you advise to schedule in between appointments? Is it 2 weeks, 3 weeks? What is...
Most of the time 3 weeks.
3
Yeah.
weeks.
Maybe 10% of my clients are coming 4 weeks.
Mhm.
And I have one client is coming every 2 weeks, but she has a little, how do you call it, a short nail plate.
Yes, a very short nail bed, probably also a little bit wider.
Yes.
So a fan nail.
Yeah, so she's coming 1 in the 2 weeks, but most of the time 3 weeks. Yeah.
3 weeks. That's different than in the US, eh? In the United States,
Yeah.
more on the 2-week time frame.
Yes, 2-week time frame, and well, people just schedule just ahead. They know every 2 weeks I need to go to the manicurist, and that's just a fact.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fact of life.
effect of life. Yes, it is.
Like in Italy, they go every 2 weeks twice a week to the hairdresser.
Yeah, to the head.
Floor, blow and dry. So you're already doing the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Do you guess that building base, when you apply it in a thin coat, gives enough strength to a natural nail?
I prefer 2 thin coats,
Yeah.
but when the client is coming back and I do an opvulbehandeling?
Yeah, a
A
fill.
refill.
Yeah,
Mhm.
refill. With the file, you can do a lot. So you only have to put a little more product at the cuticle, and you put it to the front. And
So you leave a little bit more on the apex, the
Yeah.
curve of the nail,
Yeah.
and just float around it.
Yeah.
So you're doing the first coat of color.
Yes.
And where working very thin is
Yeah.
very important. And
Yeah.
you have a little trick that you want to share with us.
Yes. I'm using beautiful red Marina Red gel polish.
Yeah, Marina Red, and that was named after our distributor from Russia, Marina Fialko.
I'm putting a little drop on the paper palette
Mhm.
for the first layer. I'm using my triangle.
I'm just putting it a little bit in screen,
I'm
yes.
sorry, the triangle brush. What I do at first, I put a little thin layer
Around the cuticle.
around the cuticle.
And do you now focus on the perfect application around the cuticle, or also already trying to get it covering?
No, not covering, because the covering is, I'm sorry. Even bij mijn nek gegrepen.
Yes, sometimes I have
Yeah.
to correct you a little bit. I mean, we are by now a little bit more used to the cameras than you are probably. But the first coat, oh, I see
Yeah.
you do now more than one
Yes,
nail.
yes, because it's a very thin layer, you can do 4 nails, because it stays, it
It doesn't run.
yes, it doesn't run away. And it's like coloring. The first layer you do thin,
Mhm.
and you do, with the second layer, you only have to, how do you call it, between the lines coloring, just like coloring a paper.
Instead of making
Yeah.
a drawing,
Yeah.
filling it in with color.
Yes, you're making sure there is enough product close to the cuticle and the side walls, so
Yeah.
it leaves you just in the middle where you can just use your brush.
Yes,
Mhm.
en het zorgt ervoor dat hij dus niet in de nagelriemen loopt.
Yes, that prevents that it doesn't seep into the cuticles, that it stays where you put your first outline,
Yes.
actually,
Yes.
bordering the color. Do you use gel polish, by the way, Debbie, in competitions French manicure for the red painted nails?
Yes, well, not when we making French manicure nails.
Mhm.
Then we have to do like one hand competition. It's 3 French manicure and, well, actually 5 French manicure, and you paint 2 red with just nail polish.
Yeah.
However, there is a gel polish competition. And then you have 30 minutes for one hand in French manicure and one hand in completely red.
In the same 30 minutes?
In 30 minutes.
Oh, that sounds
So that's
like
a
a challenge
competition
for you. One hand French manicure with gel polish.
Busy, so
What people don't know perhaps yet is that you are also a trainer from our own Magnetic Nail Academy in Holland.
Yeah.
And you are teaching the perfect salon nail, or the perfect gel polish nails as well.
yes, the both of them, yeah.
This first coat, how long do you cure that normally in the studio?
10 seconds.
10 seconds. Just to freeze it?
Yeah, just to free. It doesn't run away, but just 10 seconds is enough. I heb ik ontdekt.
You discovered.
Discovered. So, the second layer, we tell people don't use too thick, but you don't, you also cannot work too thin, because
So don't work too thick, but don't work too thin.
yeah, that's a good story, of course, but
But how do you know the proper thickness?
you get to you've got to learn the product. So do it a lot, and so you know at the time, is it too much, is it too thin? I prefer a little thickness, but not too thick. I put on my brush, and I only get to de rug van het kwastje.
Yes, let's make sure that the brush is
Yeah.
on screen so that you can see what Milena is doing. Because you are properly loading the brush now.
Yes,
so
I'm loading the
tilting it.
brush, and I only put the back of the brush.
Yes, so
Then
you're
I can
scraping around the neck of the bottle with one side of the brush, so
Yes,
pushing
yeah.
it to the front.
So here's nothing, and
Clean
here's a
side,
lot.
yes.
Yeah.
And I'm using deze kant.
Yes.
Yes, the side with the product on it. Yeah.
Now, at first, I put a little
dollop.
yes, at the apex, and I put it to the cuticle, and then
Flow towards the free edge.
nu gaat mijn hoofd trillen.
So that you tremble a little bit on the camera is not strange. I would do the same thing.
One at a time. I prefer one at a time, so we don't have to.
And this is just a 10-second freeze. Yeah.
So it can also go out already.
Yeah.
Just freeze it, and you go on.
So for the second one, you are repeating that you just put it in the center at the stress point, the apex,
Yes.
and then you just pull it towards yourself. And again, you can clearly see that the upper side of the brush is clean of product.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you are working with beginning nail technicians or people that are new to our consistency of gel polish, you see that they really go in their bottle and take the full brush with product and then start using it, but then you lose control.
You lose control, and also you already exposed your product outside of the world.
Yeah.
And if you then take it off and put it back in your bottle, then that means that the product doesn't have its complete quality anymore. So to be very precise with the proportions of your product. Yeah.
When you have finished this second coat, you are going to give it a full cure.
Yes. Yeah.
And how long is it?
30 seconds.
30 seconds,
Yeah.
and then you go and do the top gel.
Yeah.
Well, while you are finishing this, I think we need a little bit more inspiration. Let's go to Cerisa with
Yay.
Abstract Art.
Goedenavond allemaal, wat leuk dat je...
Hello again.
Ik ga vandaag voor jullie
Tonight I have an abstract gel polish design, and I'm using the new color gel polish Peacock Petrol and the liner gel black. I already prepared the nail so I can start with the design. I'm going to use Pepijn's choice brush, his favorite brush for long thin lines, and I take a little bit of liner gel black to create my center line. This is going to be a symmetrical design, and a center line will help me anchor everything. I'm going to freeze cue this for 10 seconds in the twin light so that I keep my anchor even when I make a mistake. Using the detailer number 3, I'm going to create symmetrical shapes using the gel polish Peacock Petrol.
Omdat ik mijn design abstract probeer te krijgen.
Because I want to create a symmetrical abstract design, the shapes have to be almost identical to each other.
Voordat ik het tweede laagje aanbreng.
Before I apply my second coat of Peacock Petrol, it needs to be cured for 30 seconds. Now I'm adding lines with the liner gel black. First, very thin to outline the symmetrical design, and then going back over it to make it a little bit thicker, using Pepijn's Choice and the liner gel black.
Dus mijn mooie liner gel black aangedaan.
First, I applied my liner black lines, and because they don't run, I add my Peacock Petrol to the first coat so that I can cure everything together in the twin light.
Ik ga weer verder met mijn design met de Peacock Petrol.
I'm continuing with my design with the Peacock Petrol and the detailer number 3, and the only thing that I need to do is that I need to think in abstract shapes, and I'm working with the shapes towards the cuticle, and you can work on any length of nail. Of course, you won't do this on all 10 nails of a client. You can do this on 1 or 2 accent nails, like the little finger, the middle finger, the index finger, whatever you like. And then the rest of the nails you can use the same Peacock Petrol gel polish. Of course, these shapes needs to have a second coat of Peacock Petrol.
Als je iedere keer weer een ander design verzint. Zodat je
And
nooit
what is really cool is to create a new abstract design every time. Never repeat yourself. That will really set you apart from your competition and keep it interesting. Now it needs to be completely cured for 30 seconds. Because I really want to use a lot of the Peacock Petrol, this is my base color, I don't want it too dark.
uithouden onder de
I'm
lamp.
adding some abstract shapes, triangles on both sides of the free edge, and this needs to be cured before I apply the second coat for the full coverage. With the second coat, everything is covered and it has the deepness and the strength of the full color that you need.
Concentratie nodig om
The first coat is your base and the second coat is your depth. Now I'm going to outline everything using the liner black and Pepijn's Choice brush, and especially a lot of concentration. Create your outlines. I'm starting from the cuticle area downwards, and first my easy side. Now I have to work on the other side of the nail, and that doesn't feel really natural. It's actually quite difficult. This is a strange movement, so if something feels strange or difficult, then just ask your client to turn her hand around so that you can work from the other side, and then you're back in the same original position, so you can work with your full working ability. Again, I'm working on my strong side of my hand.
Nu is het tijd voor een paar kleine details.
Now I'm just detailing everything, using a little bit of black liner gel, very fine, here and there,
Twee dikkere lijnen. Wat kleine
between the
streepjes
two
lijnen.
bigger lines, very small thin lines,
Aan allebei
and
de kanten.
repeating this on the other side.
En nog een klein puntje aan de onderkant.
I'm creating a little triangle in black in the front part of the nail.
Ik zorg eigenlijk dat
Just to
deze
finish
lijn
my
precies dit
design.
lijntje ongeveer hetzelfde loopt.
I'm actually making sure that the lines have the same movement as the parallel lines next to them.
Controleer je design en kijk of alle lijnen
Check
mooi
your
doorlopen.
design. Are all the lines okay? Are they even? Are they connected to each other? If you see somewhere where you need some more, add
Als je alles
it.
hebt gecontroleerd en je bent tevreden,
If you've
kun je
checked
het design
everything
volledig
and you're
uitwerken
happy,
voordat we
then
het af
cure it
kunnen.
completely for let's say 60
Vergeet de
seconds.
extreme mat niet goed te schudden.
I'm using the extreme matte to finish the nail, but some clients are in doubt about matte or shiny.
Even op deze manier naar de
Before curing it, the nail is shiny, and she can choose perhaps a shiny version. If you cure it, then it turns matte.
Met het matte effect is de
Well,
nagel nu echt helemaal anders.
With the matte effect, the nail is completely different than before. Let's have a look together. As you can see, the matte effect, it loses its depth. So it really becomes a flat surface, a flat design. instead of the depth that you have with the shiny
En
design.
zo'n matte nagel is ook heel erg leuk.
One matte nail in a full set with shiny nails is just awesome and wonderful. You can combine endlessly. Thank you for watching me, and I hope that you will try this design or something that is like it. Remember to buy the brushes because you need these for your long, thin lines.
Zorg dat je erbij bent.
See you next week. Bye.
Next week we have a really great topic. It's all about bridal nails. If you have clients who are gonna get married, Yessica, Mirjam and Cerisa will give you a lot of inspiration for it. Cerisa will show us how to make sassy nails, bridal nails. Yessica will show us 2 different designs, and Mirjam will show you how to use dried flowers. So, send us your favorite photo of bridal nails, and maybe next week you win the products used by Yessica in her nail art designs she's gonna show us now. And if you all know Winnie the Pooh, then you all know Tigger.
Okay, today I'm going to show you a cartoon design made with gel polish. Perhaps if you follow me on Facebook, you can see that I'm really into making cartoon nail art. I did it with master paints in the past, but how easy is it with gel polish? First, I'm going to create the outline of my design, then I'm going to finish it up with the top gel and then with master paints. I'm just detailing everything to create a really sharp, super fast design. I already created the base. I did this with air nails fading at amber. It's really easy, and I'm going to use this as a base. I finished it up with the top gel extreme matte, and that is the base. Okay, so the gel polish colors that I will be using are the following. I need a really hot color, so I took hot pink and I mixed it with a little bit of color concentrate, yellow and red. This makes orange. Then I put the hot pink into it, and then you get a really hot orange shade because I'm making Tigger of Winnie the Pooh, and it really needs a lively orange shade. Everybody likes the kangaroo, but I like Tigger. He is awesome. It is not the most usual character for nail art, but that is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to start with making the flesh colored elements, and I do this with a mixture of the whitest white gel polish mixed with the nail plate extender. And I'm going to start with the snout or the nose of Tigger. I'm making this centrally in the middle of the nail, working from the snout downwards and upwards on, adding the ears, the eyes and the mouth. So make the outline, and the real benefit of painting with gel polish is that you have all the time in the world. The paints, they air dry and you really have the pressure of time. Gel polish just stays there. You can even have a cup of coffee in between your design until you go into the UV light or the twin light, and then you can just continue. It is ideal. You have the freedom to do what you desire. So I've made the snout and the nose of Tigger, and now I'm going to make the little mouth. If you find it difficult to do, you can also use a pencil to draw out your design, and then just fill it in with gel polish. It depends on how you work, but if you check internet, you will see different photos, different drawings of Tigger that you can use as a base. Take your telephone, put it next to your design, and just follow. These spots I'm going to cure now for 10 seconds in the twin light so they know where to stay. And then I'm just leaving an area here for the orange shade. And now I'm going to start with the eyes because his eyes are quite big and it's still in the same colors. So it's easy. I'm just adding a little ear and the inside of the ear. Sometimes my clients, when they're sitting at my table, they really have no clue with what I'm doing, especially because they're looking at it from the wrong side. So sometimes like, okay, well, let's see what's happening. But be faithful. Everything will be okay. 10 seconds in the light and we're ready. The nude colors are finished. Now I'm going to use my orange mixture, and I'm using my Detailer 3 brush because I'm using it for bigger elements, and I'm just going around my nude parts, around the eyes, just adding a little bit of lighter and darker as I'm going. The upper part of the ear. And if you think that you would like to learn this or have a training in this, I'm going to give a training in cartoon designs on the 1st of December with all the different cartoon characters on the 1st of December. And you're more than welcome to join because it will just be a wonderful day. Okay, I'm just finishing up with my orange shade. This is done. It needs to go into the light for 30 seconds. And I'm going to make the little nose and I'm going to create the shadows because then I don't need to do that later with my master paints. How easy is that? So I'm going to make the outline of the nose in my first nude colored area. I'm just making a little triangle. The shadows, before with the master paints, you would take your color and water. But now with gel polish, I cannot use water. So I use gel polish and base and top to thin my color. So I'm taking my midnight brown gel polish and I'm mixing it with the base and top to make it semi-transparent. I'm creating the inside of the mouth and I'm cleaning on a dry wipe. Take a little bit of base and top just to create a fading. This needs to be cured 30 seconds in the twin light, and then I'm going to finish it, buff it, and we're going to continue with the master paints. See you later.
So, to see the end result, you have to stay tuned because this Tigger is really getting a face painted on later on. But don't you think it's amazing what you can do with gel polish?
Yeah, amazing, very amazing.
And
Awesome.
of course, Yessica is just an awesome artist.
She's the
but
artist, yeah.
The possibilities of the product. When I started with gel polish, I didn't realize that you can also paint and create everything. But I see that you're already dying to get on, so you have applied your coat of color.
Yes, and then we finished the nail with the top gel. I choose the Supreme Finish Top Gel.
Yes, but before you do that, I heard that a lot of people were asking you or had problems with chipping, gel polish chipping.
Yeah.
So how can you prevent gel polish from chipping? At the free edge, huh?
Yes. You can seal it at front.
Mm-hmm. Pulling the top gel over the nail.
Yeah, just a little, because if you do it too much, you get, how do you call it?
A bumpy.
Yeah. What I prefer, when I put on the layer, I just do this with the brush
of the color.
I just take them
Tap.
on.
Tap the free edge.
Tap the free edge, yeah, just a little. Because if you do it too much, then you have to file when you're done.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to file, and then it's away. So it doesn't have... but what can you do to... for not to chip? No, ik ben het even kwijt, sorry.
Proper curing.
Yeah, yes, the proper curing, and not too thick layer, but also not too thin. I said it before, but you have to learn the product, so you have to know what is the most useful thickness.
For the
layer.
brand of gel polish that you're working with.
Yes, and that you can voorkomen dat hij chipt.
Yeah, to prevent chipping. So you really want to wrap it in gel polish.
Yeah,
the nail has to be wrapped.
It's a little hard to explain. You must feel it. It's a feeling. You must learn the product.
Can you add on a little bit?
Well, yes, I think chipping Can be caused by many things. It's not always the nail technician, of course, that why chipping happens. But sometimes, she can prevent it by, like Milena said, not using too much product, especially not on a free edge, because the free edge is of course, the one place of the nail that has the most to do in daily life.
It's most fragile.
It's most fragile, and. I think with chipping is the puppy curing. Always check your UV lamps or your LED.
Yeah.
Make sure that they are properly working, that they're clean inside, because sometimes you see like a lot of dirtiness inside, like bumping when clients bump in, the gel polish is all over there. It's just simple things that can prevent like an easy chipping of an easy application as gel polish.
Yeah,
that's true.
I think we can boil it down to some general things. That is, don't work too thick, don't work too thin, but don't work too thick with the product, because the light has to penetrate through the product in order for it to polymerize. Make sure that your light has enough strength.
Yes.
And some people may think with an LED-based light, well, it has an indefinite lifespan.
Yeah.
It stays working for 50,000 hours. Well, it probably gives light for 10 or 20,000 hours, but the strength of the light that we need for curing, that starts to diminish after about 3,000 burning hours. And we still have to activate the molecules in order to attach to each other and to the natural nail. And then sealing it with the proper top gel.
Yeah.
And for this we have different top gels.
Yes.
So you are going to use Supreme Finish, which is a very a flexible top gel without sticky layer.
Yes. And it has a high UV, so you don't have discoloration.
Yes, it has a very high UV protection to prevent discoloration. And before you use it, you just now shake the bottle.
Shake it, baby. Pas op voor je bril.
Yes, I'll watch my glasses. But shaking the bottle is important in order for the ingredients to mix together.
All the products you use, everything you have to shake well before using. Yeah. I prefer also work one nail at a time. And the same as what I do with the color, I use a lot of product at one side at the brush. So the same as the color. Do you see it like this?
Yeah, we can see it.
And I work one nail at a time. Just the same like the gel polish.
So again, starting at the apex, working towards the cuticle, and then pulling it towards yourself. It's quite a full application.
Yes, I work with a full application. Then I just tick it, tick hem aan. This,
you tap
like
it.
this,
Yes, that's the saying in Holland, tik een hour. That means just tap that free edge with your brushy.
And then quick into the UV, to the lamp.
To the light.
To the light.
Of course, the whole LED thing and the UV thing also came together with the emergence of gel polish, which was a great coincidence, because LED made it possible for us to create products that cure in 10 seconds, while before we had to give it at least 2 minutes of cure.
Yeah, or longer sometimes.
Or longer with a darker shade.
Yeah.
But there is also something as working or being too fast, which you don't want to have a cure that is too rapid, as that can lead to excessive heat buildup.
You can feel the heat build up into the nail plate when it's, or when you're using way too much product, like too much. It can happen as well. But with gel polish, if you just follow the rules, it's unlikely that you can really feel a heat sensation into the natural nail.
Following the rules is of course important in general.
Yeah.
Because the rules are what. Well, when I work with my products, I do, because you can only prevent overexposing yourself to a product and prevent allergic reactions by following the rules set by the manufacturer of the product.
Yeah.
So that means don't touch this cuticle, but the manufacturer also tells you how long to cure the coats, how thick the coat should be, and with which product to clean the sticky surface, if there is one. Because you now choose to work with Supreme Finish without a sticky layer, but we also have options with a sticky layer.
Yeah. You can seal it with base and top.
Yeah.
This
It's
the
a two-in-one product as a base
Yeah.
or as a top gel.
That's the product with a sticky layer. The soak-off top gel. You can also use.
Do you decide per client which top gel you are going to use? Is there a reasoning behind there?
No, it depends what color the client is choosing. Because if she wants a black nail polish of gel polish, then I don't choose the Supreme Finish because it has a very high UV. So you create a blue glue. Nee, glue is lijm natuurlijk. A blue glow.
Glow.
Yes.
Yeah, it turns a little bit purplish,
Yes.
bluish.
But no, I don't think I
Well,
do.
I think we can say in general that if there is no sticky layer, it's more flexible. So the shine is less strong,
Yeah.
but there is a little bit more flexibility, especially for people with a lot of cracks from side to side.
Yeah.
That can be helpful. But the higher the shine, it's always a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Although with the new generation of improved Supreme Finish, it's still not extremely hard, but it's a difference between shining options.
The shining options and the color.
The choice of the color
Yes,
underneath.
the color underneath. Yeah.
Darker colors and lighter colors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Well, while we are finishing this and we are curing,
Yeah.
of course we have to see Tigger coming to life.
Hi, I'm back. This is exciting. The whole face is done. I applied the top gel on the surface and I'm ready to go for the next step. I'm going to use my favorite brush, the Master Detailer, and my master paints. For the outlines of this drawing, I'm not going to use black, but I'm going to use brown to give a little bit of a more softer effect, instead of the very hard effect that you would have with the Master Paint black. Make thin outlines. Really draw, to give detail to your cartoon. I'm going to highlight the nose and make the outline using red Master Paint. Very thin. Take a little bit of black Master Paint to create the eyes of Tigger. 2 very small pupils. His eyebrows, they're a little bit furry, so I'm just making little small strokes to create that. And of course his whiskers. I repeat this on the other side. 1, 2, 3, and the last one. Now, I really like to finish this design with the extreme matte top gel. So first a coat of base and top, cure it for 30 seconds, then extreme to protect the color, and the extreme matte needs to cure for 1.5 minutes in the twin light, and this is the result. Oh wow, amazing. Were you expecting this result when you saw me working with the gel polishes? On the 1st of December, I'm going to show you and give the class cartoons by Yessica. See you then!
If you want to win the products used by Yessica in her cute Tigger design, send us a photo of bridal nails that you have made and email them to info@nailtalklive.com. If you have a chance to visit Holland, on the 1st of December, Yessica will give class in cartoon designs. So if you can, be there. Now we go to Pepijn.
So Milene, let's first have a look at your finished nails.
Yes.
Beautiful red nails made on our very own Debbie, but a beautiful shine because Supreme Finish really has a beautiful high gloss
Yeah,
shine.
I love the products. Yeah.
And while you were curing, Debbie and I were discussing the whole flexible versus hard top gel. Back in the day, 10 years ago when we were working on gels and acrylics, there was no difference between a flexible and a hard top gel because we always were working on an artificial product. But now the properties of the artificial product have changed into very flexible or medium flexible. And that has a direct influence on the choice for top gel and also the choice for the surface finishing.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about, so when do you choose the right top coat at the end for which client? That does depend on the flexibility of the natural nail, but also the flexibility of the product underneath, because now we used, of course, building base, and when we use building base, it doesn't really matter if you use a medium flexible or flexible top coat. But I do absolutely love the Supreme finish.
What we just need to do is do a little chem talk later in the shows, talking about the chemical propositions and compositions of the products, so that you start to understand these differences. You do it by feeling, by emotion, intuitively, and you are doing 200 clients a month and being a great success in Holland, and we are very happy that you are our gel polish trainer.
Me too.
And thank you for being a guest in this English talk show. I understand it's difficult, but I mean, hey, we have to do it sometimes. Next week we will have bridal designs, and we have sassy designs. We have a lot of different designs. We have a lot to do. So don't forget to tune in next week to Nail Talk Live, made especially for you. See you next week.
Till next week.
Till next week.